Sylvia, I will stay awake tonight and keep watch. Sylvia, we will soon be out of lion country. Everything will be all right. Listening to Uncle, hurrying to stay close to him, Sylvia was able to make his feet move despite the cold through his whole body, but nothing was all right. He had lost his family and now he had lost his friend as well. No one had heard any screaming in the night. Sylvia hoped with all his heart that the lion had killed Mariel instantly, that his friend hadn't had time to feel fire or pain. The landscape grew greener, the air smelled of water. The Nile, Uncle said, we will soon come to the Nile River and cross to the other side. The Nile, the long river in the world, the mother of all life in Sudan. Uncle explained that the world come to the river at one of its broader stretch. It will not even look like a river. It will look like a big lake. We will spend a long time crossing to the other side. And what is on the other side? Sylvia whispered, still fearful. Desert, Uncle answered. And after that, it opened. Sylvia's eyes filled with tears. Marilia had been right about Ethiopia. How I wish I were here, so I could tell him I was wrong. Sylvia stood on the bank of the Nile. Here, as Uncle had said, the river formed a big lake. The group would cross the Nile in boats. Uncle said they would take a whole day to reach the island in the middle of the lake, and another day to get to the far shore. Sylvia frowned. He saw no boat anywhere. Uncle smiled at Sylvia's puzzled expression. What, you didn't bring your own boat? He said. Then I hope you are a good swimmer. Sylvia lowered his head. He knew that Uncle was teasing, but he felt so tired of worrying about his family, tired of thinking about poor Marilia, tired of walking and not knowing where they were going. The least Uncle could do was tell him the truth about the boat. Uncle put his arm around Sylvia's shoulder. You will see, we have a lot of work to do. Sylvia struggled forward with yet another enormous load of reed in his arm. Everyone was busy. Some people were cutting down two tall poppies grass by the water edge. Others, like Sylvia, gathered up the cut stalks and took them to the pot builder. Among the group were a few people whose home village had been near river or lucky. They knew how to tie the reeds together and wave and Sylvia to form shallow canoes. Everyone worked quickly, although there was no way of knowing whether they had to hurry or not. No way of knowing how near they were. Was the fighting could be nailed away, or a plane's carrying band could fly overhead at any moment. It was hard work running back and forth between tooth cutting and tooth weaving, but Sylvia found that the work was helping him feel a little better. He was too busy to worry much, doing something, even carrying big, wicked pills of silvery reed was better than doing nothing. Every time Sylvia delivered a load of reeds, he would pause for a few moments to admire the skills of the boat builder. The long reeds were laid out in neat bunches, each end of a bunch would be tied together tightly. Then the bunch of reed was built apart in the middle to form a hollow, and the two sides were tied all along their length to make a basic boat shape. More layers of reeds were added and tied to make the bottom of the boat. Sylvia watched fascinated as little by little the curve of a broad and low seed grew from the piles of reed. It took two full days for the group to build enough canoes. Each canoe was tested. A few did not flow well and had to be fixed. Then more reed were tied together to form bottles. At last everything was ready. Sylvia got into a canoe between Uncle and another man. He gripped the side of the boat tightly as it floated out on the Nile. Finally, the boat pulled up an island in the middle of the river. This was where the fishermen on the Nile lived and worked. Sylvia was amazed by what he saw in the fishing community. It was the first place in their week of walking that had an abundance of food. The village ate a lot of fish, of course, and hippo and crocodile meat as well. But even more impressive were the number of groups they grow: cassava, sager, can, yummies. It was easy to grow food when there was a whole river to water the crops. No one of the travel had money or anything of wool to trade, so they had to pick for food. The expectation was Uncle the fisherman gave him food without having to be asked. Sylvia could not tell if this was because Uncle seemed to be the leader of the group or because they were afraid of his gun. Uncle shared his food with Sylvia, a piece of sugar cane to suck on right away, then fish that they cook over a fire and yummy roasted in the ashes. The sugars can just suited the sharp edge of Sylvia's hungers. He was able to eat the rest of the meal slowly, making each bit last a long time. At home, Sylvia had never been hungry. His family owned many cattle. They were among the better of families in their village of Lawan Arik. They ate mostly porridge made from chicken and milk. Every so after his father went to the marketplace by bicycle and brought home big big of beans and rice. This had been grow else where because few group could be raised in the dry same desert region of Luna